This is your journey, not somebody else's. And maybe if it's not just something online, maybe you're opening up to friends or family and they're kind of talking you out of it, you know, kind of like I always say, friends and family, they're meant to be in your life to kind of, you know, they want what's best for you. They're looking out for your best interests at heart. But here's the thing. That's what you're being called to do. You've known from day one, even before you met this person, let's call it what it is, where your heart is supposed to go. And right now, you're backtracking with your mind as far as you're being easily caught up with different opinions, different persuasions. I feel like this reading is to hopefully get this collective back on track, okay? It's meant to calm you down. So in a lot of ways, I do agree with this Queen of Cups and Queen of Swords right here. Queen of Swords, again, my independent queen. You're meant to walk with honor, with determination, keep moving forward. But with that Queen of Cups, you're still meant to nurture this energy. You're still meant to nurture this journey. Continue to thrive in where you're supposed to be. You've done so well. You just need to still be in this belief. And it's hard. Now, let's be real. In today's world, it is hard to be in a belief because we easily get caught up. Well, if I'm not seeing it, hearing it, or feeling it, it's not happening. No, that's not the truth at all. Because I'll tell you what's beautiful about any journey as far as any form of long-term manifestations you're wanting in your life. Once you have that moment, Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, really. I always say Knight of Pentacles, yes, it's slow-moving progress, but when you get to that finish line, man, it's like, oh, it was all worth it, truly. Just believe that when you get to that other side, when you finally have the courage and that bravery to keep moving with honor and determination, you're going to get to the other side of that tower and go, oh, I was protected this entire time. This was meant for me. This was meant to guide me this entire time. I get why I had to go through all those triggers, lessons, and that chaos that's in my head. I get it. You're about to get that. Believe. Truly. We're not going back, people. Okay? Okay? Now we're going to break it all down, okay? So now I just kind of want to see, how are you feeling about this person, okay, specifically right now? And like I said, I feel like in a funny way it's going to be very up and down, but we're going to see what is going on with this collective. Let's get you back on track, okay? That's what I'm here for. Let's just do 4. Okay. So, no, definitely not. In separation, divine feminine, and then I got victim mentality right here. I feel like this is a clear sign right here that, again, you've been in separation from this person for a minute, and I don't think you're in contact with this person at all. But I think the moral of this, I think, again, this is why you're kind of backtracking, especially if you're listening to other people's opinions and all that sort of stuff. Maybe for the longest time, you've always given your person that leverage on why they could never approach you or why they cannot get it together. Now I feel like, which is good, you're starting to hold this person accountable. Maybe you're obviously not talking to them or saying anything, but I think you are sitting back in your own power, that Queen of Swords energy, that divine feminine energy, going, wait a minute, no more excuses, okay? And that's kind of where I feel like you're racking your mind a little too heavy right now. It's like, yes, that is a good sign, but again, you know, as far as holding this person accountable and not giving them that helping hand every time they say or do something stupid. But at the same time, I feel like right now you're being easily caught up again in other people's opinions or other insights from other people that shouldn't be there, and you're letting it go chaotic. There's nothing wrong with holding this person accountable. So in a lot of ways, this collective, I felt like for the longest time, you know, with that Queen of Cups energy we saw, you know, I always say she's my soft, sweet, vulnerable queen, but she's a little naive. You've excused a lot of behavior from this person, and now you're not anymore. But again, that's good. You know, you're starting to know your self-worth. But again, just don't backtrack. But let's confirm this. No, definitely not. Why am I doing that backwards? No, definitely not. And spiritual practices. I'm healing myself through meditation, spiritual practices. It is the only way I can make myself whole. And that's another reason you're getting crazy, is maybe you're listening to some saying your person's done no work. That's not always the truth. I always say, feminines, you guys lead the dynamic emotionally, okay? So your person is going to be at least a few months behind you, but that doesn't mean nothing's not working. And again, this is the epitome of self-sabotaging. You're immediately thinking, well, I'm doing all this work. I'm holding this person accountable. What are they doing? Again, you're not seeing what's happening behind closed doors, so you're jumping to conclusions. But I feel like this is something you have been practicing on, is your spiritual practice. But they are saying, because of this chaos, work on it a little bit more. Meditate, calm your mind down. Okay? In separation, March 20th through May 5th, I got springtime. These could be significant memories, birthdays. Maybe you guys separated around that time. Again, March 20th, May 5th, that's a very significant memory. That is something you're kind of reflecting on. And especially springtime, maybe this was the last time you saw them, was springtime. And this is why you're getting very, when it comes to this person. Maybe it's been a minute since you've even heard from them or seen them. Divine Feminine ghosted right there. This person could have truly ghosted you. I have a funny feeling you guys haven't been in and out of cycles. This person's been in and out of your life, and every time this person would come into your life, maybe this collective, you would get your head wrapped up thinking it's union or there is some form of growth, and then it ended up in a ghosting situation. I could see why for this collective, because all you guys have done is repeated cycle after cycle with this person. That's why you think they haven't evolved at all. Okay? And I always say, especially in twin pairing, especially in you with anybody really, your guides will always repeat the same lessons, the same cycles till you finally get it. In a nice way, this collective, you never saw the lesson or saw the mask behind it at all when it came to this person in the past. Victim mentality and the magical muse right there. A great source of artistic inspiration and beyond a lover, a friendly infatuation, or maybe a stranger that never even speaks to. I became inspired by your presence, your energy, and your beauty. Without you, I am missing my tools to create my masterpiece. That's what I'm saying. I think you gave this person a lot of leverage in the past. You made a lot of excuses for this person for their kind of poor behavior when it came towards you, and now you're not doing that anymore. Clearly you are very aware you are divinely guided with this person. You guys are meant to come into some form of a union one way or another. You do believe that this person did push you into your spirituality practices, and as far as focusing on yourself right there, I think in the long haul, you do appreciate your person for what they put you through. But now, again, it's just that chaos going, wait a minute, have I been manifesting all the right things? Knock it off. Truly. All right. 1 second, actually. Before we get into your person, I kind of just want to tap into what have you been expecting out of this person as of right now. Let's just see, what is it that you're trying to gain out of your manifestations right now? What is exactly putting you in this frustration? Just what else they got to say for the time being. Talking and then shock, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, transformation. You're clearly wanting some form of communication out of this person. I think for a while, you know what's funny? I'm kind of seeing a collective for a while. You've been embodying, like I said, in a lot of ways. I think you have worked on detachment, but lately you haven't been. It's like you're wanting a shock moment from your person. Maybe you've been hoping that they would text you, call you, knock on your door, or run into them. You've been waiting for a shock moment to happen. And I always say a true shock moment to happen is when you least expect it. That's why I said back in part 1, a lot of this times comes when you truly aren't looking. And in a nice way, this collective, you've been looking for some form of communication from this person. Let me just do a couple more. Love call and old school, outdated thinking. That's what I just said that right there. You've been expecting some form of communication to happen. You're wanting some form of communication to happen, and right now you're not getting it. It's kind of like I'm seeing a collective in the nicest way. You're like, I am not, I'm detached, I'm fine, I'm walking away from this, and then you slowly peek over at your phone or by your door, and it's that's where they're saying is don't backtrack. Don't be severe on the timing right now, because that's what they're telling you. This is outdated thinking. This will come truly, I feel like, when you least expect it. And that's what Source is trying to tell this collective right here. But I got 2 cards of as far as a communication right there. So sign. Then I got wedding rings, union and marriage, everlasting love and devotion. I think what is happening is this collective, you are been in so many cycles with this person. Now you're wanting a proclamation of love from this person, if that makes any sense. I think you're wanting this person to finally open up to you as far as their feelings when it comes to you, but for some reason, Source is kind of like, not right now. Let it come when you least expect it. Detach, okay? All right, now let's get into how does this person feel about you, okay? This part will be interesting to see.